What's up, everyone? Gonna do a video here. Not sure how long it's gonna take for me to do it. I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. Basically, I want to show you how to build a kill room, also known as a spray room or a shoot room for clear coating your pinball playfield at home. People out there may send it off to get done professionally because they don't feel comfortable doing it in their own environment, or they don't trust their own skills. And that's perfectly valid. I'm not going to tell you that you should be doing what I'm going to be doing. I'm just giving those that are willing to do that some knowledge on basically on how to do it on a decent budget. There may be cheaper / even better ways to go about doing this, but at least if anything, you might be able to learn from either one, my mistakes, or two, the way I'm doing it could be the way that you'd rather do it. Alright, so currently working on the getaway. Still got some things I gotta do, but I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this video. That way you can see exactly what is gonna need to be done. This is the first time I'm gonna be filming or doing a kill room inside my garage. I've usually done it outside, but I'm gonna do it on the inside now because I don't trust the weather. So I'm thinking I should be able to fit it in this quadrant of my garage. I just gotta basically get all this other stuff out of the way. Luckily, pretty much everything's on wheels, so I should just be able to roll to the other side and set it up in this vicinity. I mean, I could be completely wrong, it ain't gonna fit, but just eyeballing it, I think it's gonna work. So that's the next thing to do, is just to make room for it. Okay, got the area all cleaned out or moved away. Now that I've got my quadrant here, let's see if everything fits. We'll start with, of course, the main thing to get, the canopy. Alright, this gives you an idea of how much room the canopy is going to take up. This is basically as wide, as much surface area that the whole area is going to take up. So now I know I've got space to move it around, and I can adjust the height of these to go higher. But I have yet to see if it's going to be able to max out. Am I going to be hitting the ceiling or not? And it fits with a good amount of space above. I could actually, with this particular canopy, I can actually go up like an extra 6 inches or so, but I don't need to. I've got room to go even further over here. I mean, of course, everyone's garages will vary, but this is, I think, a technical 400 square foot 2-car garage. The benefit of being able to do it in my garage as well is that I can get this all the way here close to the wall, and then once I set up my exhaust, I can open up my garage door like a foot or two and have the exhaust just blow directly outside. And of course, because that's where I want it to go, is not around me. Alright, so now that I've got this all set up, this is my base of everything to protect anything from falling inside it. Now I need to bust out good old plastic sheeting and then wrap it all the way around. Here we go. Alright, I got the first half set up. So essentially, just so you know, with this size of canopy, this is a 10 foot by 25 foot, 3 mil thickness. What I've done is I've used these clamps right here, and you can get, I mean, I've got a bunch of these. I got these at Harbor Freight. I want to say they're like maybe $1, maybe or so a piece. They're pretty cheap, but that's what nylon spring clamp. They had a good strong grip that I use to basically get it in position. Clamped up all up underneath. Around here, I got them up around the corners over here. Clamped up. Everything's on the other side of the blue canopy, all the way around. So that's the first half. Now, once I get finished doing the rest of the wall all the way over here, I'm definitely going to have an overlap, which I'll show you later on, to where air just can't easily blow in. I don't want to just be able to walk into this room with ease, because everything else can just come in here with ease if that's how it's going to be. Yep, and then once I'm in here and I've got everything off, and I'm going to get some, you can use just regular painter's tape, something that's easily peel on, peel off, and I'll tape. Probably going to do it this way around. Either way, but I need this fixed. I can't just have air easily accessibly go up underneath there, and once it goes up, it can come down right on top of the playfield. Dust is the enemy. The cleaner the better. So once I get all of my wrapping in order, in place, then I'm going to tape off all my gaps. That way the only air that it's getting in here, at least 90+% of it, is going to be through an intake. Alright, so now we have the area completely surrounded. I'm going to go inside it here. I have an overlap, of course. It's always helpful to have one more person with you, so that way they can come in behind you and lock this up. But as you can see on the inside, I basically got all these just kind of clamped up with those clamps all the way around, up underneath. One of the don'ts is do not open your garage door, because then you'll do all this. So I've got to go in now and patch all this stuff up with some painter's tape. That ought to stick and work just fine. Trust me, right after I did it, I was like, oh no, why'd I do that? So, in light of that note, something that you might want to do if you have the ability is to lock, let me hold it down, there we go, is to lock your garage. And evidently that shit don't fucking work. So, yeah. I gotta open it a little bit so I can get the exhaust fan on there. But, yeah. I'm thinking that the lock makes it to where it cannot be opened remotely. So, I think that's how it works. Yeah, I think that prohibits remotely being able to open the door. I'll have to verify that by trying to use my garage door opener, so that way someone doesn't accidentally hit the button and cause that door to come up and just scrape the top of your kill room right here, which is exactly what it did. Alright, so I've gone around and secured the perimeter on the legs with more clamps. This is how I'm going to get in here, is through this flap right here. Now, I've already taped the intake and the exhaust. I've actually got the exhaust going right now just to make sure I've got enough negative pressure in the room. I've got a fan going right here through an air filter, so that way I'm not just, letting anything in, and everything that's coming out is going to be somewhat filtered. I've got it plugged in right here, running through an extension cable. Back up here. It's kind of tight. I haven't cut the intake yet because I want to make sure I've got enough negative pressure. You got some negative pressure if your wall is starting to go concave, get sucked in. And if I open up this flap, it wants to get sucked right back in. So that's letting me know that all the air that's in this room is getting sucked through this. So I've got a 20 by 20 by 1 taped all around, and that's going out that way. My intake is going to be over here. So I'm going to have airflow coming in right here. I'm going to be clearing right here, and my exhaust is going out right there. Clean air in, toxic air out. Along with wearing a respirator, of course. So, let me get the intake installed. Alright, I've got intake and I've got exhaust. So, I would come in here. I've got clean air coming through here, filtered. And all my bad air is coming out here, filtered again. So I'm not, you know, letting all the clear coat that will be coming out of here, that all the vapors get stuck to everything else out there, or try to weaken the blow on the environment. Stuff is some nasty stuff. So as you can see, I've got all the wrapping pulled up underneath the leg, except for my opening right here. Something else, if you want it even to be better when it comes to cleaning, is that you can even spray, kind of dampen down the floor, so that way you're not going to accidentally kick up any dust. Something I didn't do, and I decided not to worry about it as much because I'm not outside, but outside I would definitely do it because there's wind. But since I don't have to worry about wind in here, I did not tape all the way around the perimeter. But I did make sure I tape up the holes that were done by the garage door, so that way no dust can fall from the ceiling and come through here and land on my pretty playfield. So I want to say the kill room is now set up and ready for me to get my playfield all prepped up and start getting my things ready to clear coat. So this is the kill room, ladies and gentlemen. To give you an idea of how much it cost, I got the canopy at Walmart. I want to say it was like 60 bucks. You could probably find one cheaper somewhere online, whether it be Amazon or whatever. I don't think I got any of my stuff online. Mine was all from local retail, so this will be marked up accordingly. 2 of these little box fans. I almost recommend you definitely getting a stronger CFM for your intake, because this is giving me air, but I would kind of like a little bit more to be coming through. But these are about 17 bucks at Walmart. So you're looking at $34, $35 with tax and all that kind of stuff for just the intake and exhaust. These are about $1 each. I've got, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 15, 12, something like that of those. You might be able to find longer sheets than this, but I've got a 25 by 10 foot, 2 of them, and those were 12 bucks a pop at Harbor Freight. So you're looking at $24 there. And tarp, you don't have to have a tarp, but that's just one less thing you have to worry about kicking up dust and everything. You can get a bigger one if you want to. Like I said, this is just an example, and you can adjust accordingly to what you feel needs to be done or doesn't need to be done. Like I've done this before, just on inside the garage. So I'm thinking it's going to turn out even better due to the fact that I don't have to worry about adverse weather conditions outside with like possible rain, which there's no chance of that today or tomorrow. So I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said, at least at the top of my head I can't think of anything. But like I said, this isn't the best, but it's all about function, not form. So I don't think I'm going to have any kind of issues with dust or anything like that. We'll be wearing a respirator. I will be making a video on the clear coating process. This may or may not be up at the same time. But, alright, we'll see how it goes.